What's up, everybody? Happy Sunday. I thought it would be fun to do a little week-long vlog, so that's what we're gonna be doing. My hair was so curly this morning and I'm obsessed. I love when my hair gets super curly. I am currently reading One Dark Window though, and I will talk about that in a second, but first I need to show you guys the new candles that I bought. I showed TikTok and you guys liked, so I'm gonna do it here too. Okay, the first candle I have is Cookie Butter Truffle. This is the only one that I haven't tried before. I was burning it last night. It's amazing. Hope you guys enjoyed that smell. And then I have Hot Cocoa and Cream. Delish. Smell. And then I got Sugared Snickerdoodle, which I also love. Smell. And then, last but not least, this candle is my favorite candle of all time, I think. We have Miss Mary Cookie. She is that girl. She slays. So, basically, I love getting I almost said fall. I love getting holiday scents that kind of smell like dessert because you can kind of just use them all year long and you don't get sick of it, because I'll never get sick of these scents so long as I live. But when it comes to pumpkin and fall stuff, I don't know, I feel like I get sick of that kind of quickly. But yeah, so we are currently reading One Dark Window, which I am liking. I'm liking it, but there's a but. I am such a mood reader and I'm currently not really in the mood for a fantasy, so it's taken me a second to read this book. But that is not because of the quality of the book. I still think, despite my mood read, that this will still be at least a 4-star. I am loving the pacing of it. I feel like it's the timeline of this book is so different than any fantasy I've ever read before. It's they're obviously they're on some sort of mission, but they're not traveling really anywhere yet, and I don't know, I kind of like it. They're kind of just fixing the stuff at home. I love the magical cards. It took me a second to understand the magic and how the magic worked in this book, but once I figured it out, it was just everything was making sense. So I really enjoyed it, or I really am enjoying it because I'm still reading it. So we're gonna read some of that today, and I don't know what I want to read after. I feel like reading a romance, but I don't know for sure. We're just kind of gonna roll with the punches this week. I don't know, and I will just show you guys whenever I'm reading or whatever, whenever I do something bookish. That's the tea. I'm really excited to finish up this book because it's so good. I'm finally at the point now where despite my mood read, I am so into these characters and the plot that I'm just kind of I don't care if I'm not in the mood for this. It's kind of fun, kind of flirty. There is a little bit of romance in it, but I'm kind of liking it. It's kind of a will they won't they type thing, which we love. I'll just show you guys my Christmas decorations on my book wall too. So here they are. We got my 2 trees. We got, these are fall candles I have to put away, and then we got my little nutcracker, and then we got Mr. Geronimo, who is basically the guard of the bookshelf. He is my little breakfast sandwich squishmallow. And then I have blankets on my bed, but my bed is a mess, so we're not gonna show that. I don't know, I kind of feel going to a park today or somewhere to read, but also football is on today, and I love reading to football. It's my favorite thing, so we'll see what I do today. I think I'm gonna have a pretty chill week. I don't really have any plans to go anywhere this week. It's the week before Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving and having to be social, that's gonna be a lot for me. So we're taking it easy this week, but I'm excited. That'll be a good week. I'm excited to take you guys along with me. I'm in the mood for a romance, and I have about 40% left of this to go. So I want to finish it ASAP so I can start a romance. Still loving her though. This is taking me a bit to read though, and I'm still loving her. So that's always a really good sign, I think. Like if it takes me a while to read a book and I'm still interested in it, then like I take it as a great sign that it's a really good book. Love her, love it. I'm excited to read the last 40%. The pacing of this is also really, really good. I feel like something has happened in every single chapter so far, which we love. We love a book that's fast-paced, and that's like fast-paced, but there's like content. And I don't know, like it's fast-paced because there's so much going on. And we love that. We absolutely love that. I just filmed a couple of book TikToks that I have to edit this afternoon, so I'm gonna do that after lunch. I have a long one to edit. I just filmed my romance book, all the romance books that I love, which it was a big stack, so love that. And then I'm also planning books for my 2024 wrap-up video. That's gonna be insane. That's gonna be a lot of books. That's gonna be a long video, so stay tuned. I'm just doing some planning today for some videos, and I'm editing the TikTok, and that's kind of it, and reading this book. So I'll check in with you guys in a little bit. You guys, I haven't read yet today. Teehee, I haven't read yet today, teehee. I'm gonna be honest, I ate my lunch and then I watched the new Harry Potter baking show. The new Harry Potter baking show. Oh my god. I was eating it up. I feel like doing some watercolor right now. I've been really into painting, doing some watercolor, so I'm not gonna like paint anything in particular, kind of just like doing it and like creating whatever I create. And I think while I do that, I'm gonna listen to One Dark Window. So I'm excited. I will show you guys what I make. Hello, you guys. I finished One Dark Window yesterday. I cannot wait to read book 2. However, that is not in the cards for me right now. I need to pick out a new book. I kind of want to read either like a fantasy or a romance. And I don't know, we're just going to talk while I pick out my next book, because don't know what I want, if I'm being honest. I don't know, I feel like I want to talk about something actually. I feel like this year I've been reflecting a lot on my reading this year and kind of what my reading looked like this year in comparison to maybe the year before, or even the year before that, or even the year before that. I don't know, I also, like, I cut my finger when I was making breakfast yesterday, so if I just, like, look at it, I'm sorry. But, I don't know, I'm thinking about my reading goals, and so far this year, One Dark Window was my 50th book of the year, which is great. My goal is 52 books for the year, a book a week about, and, I mean, I'm probably gonna get that with like a month left in the year, which is nice. But it's weird because I really feel like I didn't read as much as I usually do, even though like last year I was struggling to get to that 52nd book. But I don't know, I don't really know how to explain it. I feel like this year I have really practiced slow reading. I used to not read a book unless I could finish it all in like one day. And if that's you, totally fine. Like, I don't care, read however you want. If you want to read a whole book in a day, then like, be my guest, go ahead. But I think I've just discovered so many other hobbies this year as well. And I was also so busy with school, and now I'm going to be busy with grad school come January, that like, I don't know, I feel like my reading was kind of just like all over the place this year. But I'm proud of how I did it. And like, usually, like, I don't know, I just feel like I've been slow reading this year. I rarely finish a book within 24 hours now, which is like fine. I'm like, it's not like when I say this, if you read books within 24 hours, please don't take offense, because that used to be me, but it's like, that's not the normal reading experience. A lot of people will not finish a book within 24 hours, and that's totally fine. Like, it's really not that big of a deal. But I don't know, and I just like slow reading more, because I feel like I personally comprehend the book a lot more when I read it over a long period of time. Like when I was reading One Dark Window, I read that over the span of I think like a week, or maybe even like 10 days, just because I think I told you guys, like, I am such a mood reader, and I was not in the mood for a fantasy once I was literally only like 30% in. The book was amazing. I rated it, I think, 4 stars, but I was just kind of like, I don't know, I wasn't in the mood for a fantasy, so it took me a sec. So every time I would open up the book, I'd be like, okay, what happened when I left off? What happened in the last part that I listened to or read or whatever? And I would have to like think about what I was reading. But when I just read a book within 24 hours, I feel like I read the book and then it's done. And then it's like I usually don't need to think about like what I read after I read it. But with slow reading, you do. And I think with slow reading, I learned about this in college, because for like college, I would slow read, obviously, because you have to like remember the books. I don't know how my hair looks right now. I don't know if this is like a look or not. But like when I was an English major, I would have to slow read because, you know, you have to memorize the book, comprehend everything. And I actually really liked it. And that leads me to my next thing too. I have some reading goals for 2025 that aren't even related to like the number of books I want to read, just kind of like the type of books I want to read. I want to get more into like literature, not because of the whole book talk discourse. For those who don't know, I was an English major. I have like a bachelor's in English, and I graduated in May. And that still doesn't feel real saying that. Like, I'm like, oh my god, I have a degree. And I'm starting my MBA in January. That's a whole other story. I'll talk about that another time. But, yeah, so I got really used to reading literature and stuff in school. And I loved having, like, thoughtful conversations about books and about literature. And I still think that you can have those conversations about, like, fantasy books. I am someone who believes that like all fantasy books are inherently political, just because it's usually about some evil dictator, some evil ruler, or some this, that, and the other. And I don't know, I do think that it is all kind of related. I can have those discourses about like fantasy novels, but it hits different when it's like just, you know, like a good old classic literature book. And I kind of miss, I don't want to say struggling to read a book, but I kind of miss like having discipline with myself to finish one, because that's what I would have to do in school. And, you know, you learn a lot from those books, to be honest. Like some books that I read in college, and I can like make a whole other video talking about my time in like an English program. My focal was in creative writing. So if you guys want that, leave it in the comments. But a lot of the books that I read in school, especially in my senior capstone was all science fiction dystopian novels. A lot of those books taught me a lot. I read so many books about slavery and colonial, oh my god, why can't I think of the word? Colonization. I read so many books about slavery and colonization and like misogyny, everything. Like, it's crazy how much books and politics, not even politics, just like basic human rights and having empathy for others. Like I think that's why I picked English as my major, because like I think it's where I learned the most about the world is through books. Because like I really think history, and I'm gonna get real into this. I'm like, do I want to like fully talk about this? I don't know. History, like, yeah, you learn a lot in history, but I feel like history, you learn about the history, but with books, it kind of gives you like a past, present, and future, if that makes sense. And I feel like it is kind of easy to predict where we can be going as a society through books. So when I say I learned the most about life through books, that is what I mean. And a lot of those books are like dystopian sci-fi fantasy novels. So I don't know, some of those books that are on my list that include that. I really want to read Parable of the Sower by Octavia E. Butler. Not right now. I need like a lighthearted book right now that I can just like fly through. I say lighthearted, but I'm like, I think I want a thriller. Something easy. I need to read something easy right now to like just get back into the game. But I want to read Parable of the Sower by Octavia E. Butler because I read, oh my god, I read Kindred. Yeah, that's the book by her. I read Kindred and it was amazing. I would highly recommend it. I read that in my dystopian class in college and it was amazing. She's such a good writer too. Like I loved her writing techniques and I don't know, she's just great. So I want to pick up that book. I also want to read Poppy Wars. I also want to read Red Rising, maybe. Obviously, like, I really want to read 1984 soon. I want to reread, like, Animal Farm and Fahrenheit 451 and, like, all those kinds of books. I don't know. I just think it's so important that we, like, keep reading right now. Anyway, speaking of reading, I actually wasn't picking out a book while I was talking. So we're going to talk and pick out a book. But you know what really makes me mad, actually, about my Kindle? Oh, and now it's gone. But when it, like, recommends you, like, oh, no, they're here. When it recommends you like cookbooks. So I just got into watercoloring, as you guys can see, and now all my books on my Kindle are like watercolor, and I'm like, this isn't what I want. This is not what I want. Okay. Oh my god, I don't know what book I want. I thought I downloaded something on Libby. Did I not? I don't know. Do I even want to read a thriller? Do I just want to read a romance? I don't know. I'm probably going to like speed this up while I'm doing this. Does anybody else's Kindle, like when you're scrolling, it'll just like open a book and it's like, that's not what I wanted to do. I'm literally just scrolling. I also feel like I cannot read a book right now that's over 400 pages. I'm sorry, I'm just not gonna do it. And I feel like I'm like, I don't care what other people mark as read on like their Goodreads, but I feel like I have 2 books left of my goal and I don't want one of them to be a novella. So there's so much fantasy on my KU right now. I'm not in the mood for, oh my god, Poppy Wars on KU. That's tea. Should I read a Frida McFadden book? I feel like whenever I don't know what to read and I want to read something quick, I pick up Frida McFadden. I really like Frida. She follows me on Instagram and I'm like, T. Instagram at read with V with R-E-A with 2 A's and read. I read so many of her books. I like forget which ones I haven't read. What's this one? Did I read this? The Locked Door, 313 pages. Oh, this might be it. Okay, I think I picked out a book. I'll let you guys know if I stick with it. I feel like I have so much to catch you guys up on, so let's do it. I'm just sitting here. I was watching Harry Potter a little bit with my breakfast, but I didn't start it actually yesterday. I started it maybe like the day before yesterday, like I told you guys in the last clip where I was talking, but I finished The Locked Door by Frida McFadden. It was okay. I feel like this was the first time I read a Frida book and I wasn't like 1,000% like at least entertained by it. I just feel like I didn't really like connect with the main character. I felt like she was lying the whole time. Like I was kind of like on edge. Like even at the end of the book, I was like, I feel like there's something you're not telling us, but I don't know. So it was good. It was good. It was nice though. I rated it like a 3.5 stars because the ending was still really good. Obviously, I think almost every Frida book I have read, the plot twist is amazing, so that wasn't lacking. I just feel like this one wasn't my favorite, which is totally fine. She has so many books, like, I'm not gonna like every single one, but I really like Frida books. They're entertaining. Writing aside, it's entertaining. X-Files on my Kindle. I think I'm gonna read this today. And we'll see. I feel like I'm in the mood for a little romance book, but we're just chilling. My power was out yesterday, so that's why I didn't really speak, because like I didn't want to use the battery on my phone to film. So my power was out and I just pretty much read the whole night. And it was a little spooky because, I mean, while I said locked every door, like I wasn't as into it as I am like other Frida books, it was still kind of scary. Like, it was still like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to describe the book, but it was okay. I know some people that I follow on Goodreads really liked it, so I'm not recommending it. I just don't think it was my favorite. But would I recommend? Why not? Why not? I think for me personally, whenever I need to get back into reading, or like I feel like I just need to like build up my reading confidence, I will go for a Frida book because they're so easy to read and they are like pretty entertaining books and the plot twists are always pretty good. So we love that. It's time to make breakfast. I want to talk about the X-Files because I'm about 30-ish% in and I'm giggling. I'm kicking my feet and I'm giggling. I really think like this book is like a second chance romance kind of book, but I would say it's also maybe a little bit enemy to lovers too, because like our main character, our narrator, she does not like this man. Like they broke up and she isn't like, oh my god, I want to get back with him. It's, oh my god, I have to spend all my time with this stupid ass man who like I was in a relationship with. Like she isn't talking about getting back with him. She isn't really talking about how she still has feelings for him yet, at least, but I think he likes her. So it's kind of tea. It's kind of tea, but I'm like 30% in, really liking it. You know, we're doing good. We're doing good on this book. I put way too much butter in my pan. One sec. But I feel like the X-File was the perfect romance book for me to read right now. It's so good, so cute. If you hear my egg sizzling, I'm sorry, but I'm really vibing. Really vibing, really liking. This book is also the last book in my 2024 reading goal. This is my 52nd book. My book was 52, so we're like done. And we have over a month left. Well, we will be done whenever I finish this book, which I think could be today. But whenever I finish this book, we're done. I'm not picking up a book until 2025. I'm kidding. Now this is just for funsies, right? Like, I love that feeling of when you complete your book goal and you still have so much time left in the year, because then like now I can like just do what I want. I'm free. I'm free. Or I will be once I finish this book. So, well, that's part of the breakfast saga. I'm gonna show you guys how to make my coffee. Take your almond milk. I use just unsweetened, regular almond milk. Take your espresso. I use the same cup because I don't want to wash multiple dishes. Pour. You can't see. Pour. That was a lot. I usually don't do that much. But I'm very lactose intolerant. Fun fact, I cannot drink milk. So we go with nut milk. And then it's actually an oat milk and an almond milk latte because I take my French vanilla oat milk creamer. Pour. We'll do that much because this I feel like doesn't have as much flavor as like regular dairy creamers do. And we just throw in ice and we're done. Big news. I don't have it on here anymore because I returned it to Libby. But I officially read my 52nd book, which was my goal. So I hit my reading goal. The X-Files, you guys, I rated it 5 stars. I rated it 5 stars. I loved that book. I love when like a main character isn't kind of like so, oh, I want him. Like this main character, she really wanted what was best for her and she went with that. And I loved that so much. I loved this author's writing so much. I will definitely be checking out You With a View. However, that is kind of like a dead grandparent trope. I'm not gonna read that with the year I've had. Hello? There's a truck. I am just so happy with the fact that I hit my goal like over a month early, because last year I was like struggling. I remember on New Year's Eve or the day before New Year's Eve to get that 52nd book done because I was so busy with like finals and other shit going on that I was just like school. And like this is, well, really my only semester not being in college and reading because I'm starting my master's in January. So like we're going to go back to school and we'll see how that impacts my reading. I'm so sorry. My hair looks disgusting. Tomorrow is the day before Thanksgiving. I'm waiting to wash it until then. So my hair is like one day washed on Thanksgiving. It looks awful right now, but we still got to do what we got to do. I am ending this vlog with this book. However, I need to yap for a sec, obviously. I don't know what I want to read next. I'm gonna maybe pick out what I want to read next. I don't think I'm gonna do like a reading vlog for a little bit because I am actually planning my wrap-up video for 2024 where I talk about every single book I've read in 2024, and I am starting to like, I need to like write notes on my computer and read that because like I can barely remember shit from the X-Files and I finished that precisely like 12 hours ago. So I'm gonna have to like really deep dive, write stuff down for that. But I'm really excited to start, and it's very like therapeutic and reflective looking back at all the books that I've read this year. This year was not an easy year for me by any means, and I feel like hitting my book goal, part of that year is like ending. I don't know, I'm just like, I'm kind of happy it's ending. I'm so excited for 2025. I love New Year's and New Year's Day, especially because I'll be so annoyed since I have a February birthday and I'll be like, oh my god, my birthday is next month. But I really don't count the new year until my birthday because it's like, it's right there. But yeah, I'm really excited for that video, and you guys will get that soon. I don't know when I'm actually gonna like film it and post it. I'm debating if I want to do like an end of December post or if I want to do it like that's like my first post of 2025, which that's so insane that that's 2025. Like 2025 is in exactly a month almost. That's crazy. That is so crazy. Anyway, I'm so tired. I need to make breakfast and I need to end this vlog. So thank you guys so much for tagging along with me this week. We actually got a lot of reading done. Like I was kind of not in a slump, but like I was definitely reading less like the week before this. And I don't know, I feel like we got through this together and it was so much fun. I had a great time. Thank you guys for sticking with me during my power outage too. It means a lot. And yeah, I will probably post a TikTok telling you what book I read. Well, you guys will know by now. So we'll see. But I will catch you guys in the next video. It'll probably be December by the time I upload this. Happy December. Let's wrap up the year, and I will see you guys in the next video.